Welcome to Livelikelo. This is Lo, and today we are doing a tarot review. So if you want to see these beautiful cards, stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So today we're kind of just gonna go on so first, today I'm doing my first card review. I usually just do readings on Instagram, especially on Sundays. Check out my live every Sunday. I'm gonna start trying to do more lives on YouTube sometime soon. Just trying to get like my ducks in a row. So I've kind of already opened the deck because I was at the metaphysical store. I just moved to my house. I finally kind of got my office in a decent place where I feel like I can like talk to you guys from my office. So awesome, right? So this is the deck. It is called the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and most of you guys don't. I guess if you guys know anything about me, honestly, I am a avid herbalist, and right now I am studying to be a holistic nutritionist. So yeah, that'd be totally awesome, right? Stick out for some of those cool tips and services, right? So what I really like about this is that this deck is like the stock and the card itself is pretty. It's thick, like durable, but I know like some of the cards that I have, like the Mystic Monday cards, are so thick that it's hard to like it's hard to shuffle them, but like kind of like in the bendy kind of way. Like you can tell like these would take like a little bit of they would take a little bit of time, but eventually like they would bend and kind of like fold really good for like a really awesome, really good shuffle. So the obviously I have shuffled these cards, so they're not going to be in order, but I'm going to kind of show you all the cards. The thing that really drew me to this deck that I thought was like super amazing was that the cards all individually, here we go. So they all have like a particular plant or a way that you are supposed to use. Ooh, sorry, the focus. But the way that you're supposed to use these herbs or plants or a concoction of them. Like this one is cottonwood, so that's like kind of cool. And I really love that. Who are experiencing something in their lives, a lot of the times like herbs can help them. So you also could like divinate like a herb that might be good for them to use, or maybe good for this situation. Like if they're in a stressful situation, you can use something like rhodiola or ashwagandha or something like that, which is pretty awesome. Like it's just like it's totally like just, bro, I have never seen these cards before, so I'm just like totally lit in a completely different kind of way, if you know what I mean. So it comes with like this little book, and it's cute. It's a green book. So just going through the book a bit, like it does kind of give you like an overview of what the deck is about, what are the correspondences and such. And they don't really give you any spreads to do. It's more like they kind of give you like an idea of how to draw the cards and then how to use them. And then like this is, I don't know, it's not focusing. Let's see. Okay, so the Fool is dandelion, and you can see that they give you like a description, and then right here at the bottom, y'all, my nails are like crazy dirty. So they give you like crafting with the Fool. So they kind of tell you like some things that you can do to work with dandelion if you're like in this like stage of your journey. So like you can harvest a dandelion seed and wear it as an amulet when you set off on a new journey. I think that's pretty cool. Like you don't think, like kind of like the magical correspondences of certain herbs. You can make dandelion vinegar and sip it when you need to be bold and audacious. Should have tried that before I started this. Okay, and then practice finding wisdom in unlikely places. Create a mandala with weeds. So I think that's pretty cool, and it gives you kind of like a bunch of these little kind of like crafting notes that you can do with the different herbs and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I find it funny that like the justice card is cannabis. Like, yo, hilarious. I feel like someone was just like, that was just a little tidbit to put in here. Okay, so basically like these cards are so these cards basically just have like a lot of cool kind of like, I don't know, it's just like it's so much of my favorite things just wrapped into one. So it's like I love the backs. This is what the back looks like. I'm gonna try to stay focused, guys. So I'm going to go through and I'll just do like a little run through of the deck, and then that way you can see it, and then we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. So let me see. All right, and the next one is the Ace of Earth, and this is nettle. Then we have the Whirl, Pachamama. Then we have Curandera of water, and from what I understand, like this is like kind of like the king of like the court cards, like the king. And then we have 5 of water, and it's golden seal. I mean, these cards are just freaking beautiful. 4 of air is lavender. 5 of air is white sage. 7 of air is cinnamon. Okay, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna grab some more cards, and then we'll just, I think maybe if I do it this way, maybe. So here we go. So we got bee balm, and this is the Curandera of fire, Damiana. And then 10 of water, red clover. It's also really good for like pregnancy and stuff. 8 of air is licorice. 10 of earth is horsetail. And the wheel of fortune, kitchen garden. 3 of water is lemon balm. The Candelera of air is rosemary. I know I'm butchering this a little bit, but I don't really know what it is. Adelita is air of oregano. So I'm thinking that these are more probably like Spanish, probably Spanish names. Adelita of water, Ocotilo. Adelita of earth, yucca. Haya of water, chamomile. Haya of fire, California poppy. 9 of water is peach. I hope you guys can see. It's getting a little bit. Let me switch again. What is this one? 7 of earth is oak. Let me bring it back. Here we go. And then this one is 9 of air, pomegranate. Madre of earth, that's like the queen. And this one is creosole bush. Nine of Fire, Wild Cherry. So I have a feeling that this deck is either centered around like Hispanic or Native American, maybe both, traditions. Yeah. It says on the back that the Herbcrafter's Tarot celebrates handcrafts, tools, time-honored folk skills related to herbs, trees, flowers, and other plants that share their gifts with us. This deck and this book set to explore the relationship between herbs and how people use them for medicine, creativity, rituals, and spiritual guidance. It goes on to say it also considers herbs as archetypes and explores our partnerships with botanical realms. Yeah, so the Herbcrafter's Tarot is engaging introduction to herbalism and plant spirit magic, and can be used to divinatory tool. And then the deck is a 78 card deck. We have gotten probably like a quarter of the way through so far. The guidebook is a 124 page book. So I mean, it's a pretty good size. I feel like it gives you a lot of information on each herb as well as the actual tarot meaning of it, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through like the next set, and then hopefully we can get through them, and then we could talk a little bit more because, okay. So we're back with Cottonwood, and that's the Star. So the Star, and then like I was saying, Justice is Cannabis. Empress is Rose. There you go. And then Moon is Darua. I'm butchering that one. So then the last card, well, 20, which is usually, it's supposed to be a tarot deck, I can't even remember, but it is Tulusi. Tulusi is Holy Basil. It's a really great herb and adaptogen for stress. And just if you need like a consistent amount. Ace of Fire is Mullein. I'm just gonna move on. I'll come up with it later. Probably come back to me like too late at the time. Five of Earth is Slippery Elm. I just love this. Two of Air is Chicory. Like, look at those purple flowers. That is beautiful. Four of Water is Mint. This is like my favorite herb to use consistently, just like on a more consistent basis. Like, I like to use mint. And then we have Two of Earth, which is Witch Hazel. We have the Hanged. So instead of the Hanged Man, it's the Hanged One, which I like. Inclusion for sure. So we have burdock here. That is extremely bitter if you don't know. The Haya of Earth is Linden. I've never actually heard of this herb before, but that's pretty cool. And then we have Strength. So you have garlic. Calandra of Earth, which is sweetgrass. I love sweetgrass. Just like the braiding of sweetgrass has so much cultural resonance with different Native American tribes. And if you've ever read a book called Braiding Sweetgrass, it is the most moving book I've ever heard. And I'm actually reading it for one of the courses that I'm in. It just moved me in such a way, and I'm completely related to that story. I suggest you guys check it out. The Adelita of Fire, Cayenne. I really feel like it's supposed to be Abuelita, like a grandmother, but it's no, there's no B, it's a D. And I feel like, you guys, I do not speak Spanish. I just don't. I never caught on. I'm a French person. Six of Earth is Pine. And then Three of Air, Echinacea. Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit better. And then the Lover's card is Hawthorn. And Hawthorn is a really great herb. And I love that they put both the flowers and the berries. That's just like, I don't know. I felt like, yes, they both have their properties. Eight of Water is Valerian, and Valerian is a really great herb for pain, so it was nice to see it on the bedside. Temperance and Camellia. The devil is blackberries. I love me some pie, honey. The tower is mushrooms. And 5 of fire, black cohosh, which is really great if you are going through menopause, perimenopause, regular menopause, postmenopause, hot flashes, all that stuff is really great. Black cohosh to be put in use. Then you have calendula, which is really great topically for wound healing. It also has some internal properties, but that's what I mostly use it for. Madre of fire. So this one is thyme. I usually use that in cooking. I love seeing my black hands, y'all. Ace of water, plantain. Madre of water, and this one is oats. 10 of fire is comfrey. 4 of fire is elder. 9 of earth is apple. Okay. 2 of water. 2 of water is mallow. 10 of air, alfalfa. Chariot, cedar. 4 of earth is the willow. 7 of water is birch. I love birch. It grows a lot here in the south. The Fool is dandelion root. I love dandelion root. It is the greatest thing ever, and it takes over people's yards. But a lot of people, like, you can take the roots, you can take the leaves. They're somewhat bitter, but you can use them for pretty much anything. You can eat them in a salad, you can saute them, you can take the root and you can make elixirs and tinctures with and it's really great for detoxification. You can also use roasted dandelion root as a substitute for coffee, which is great. So it's just like freaking awesome. The magician is sunflower. I love that. The high priestess, mugwort. I love this because when I first started practicing witchcraft, mugwort was one of my first herbs because it actually puts you in touch with your intuition. And if you smoke mugwort, if you put mugwort in a sash, like the actual herb in a sash, and put it under your pillow, or even if you just burn it without like smoking it and putting it into your body in general, just like smelling it will induce lucid dreaming, will open you up to receiving messages from the divine, from your higher self, from your angels, from your guides. It is a really awesome herb if you're trying to connect with your inner self, especially if you are in an awakening process. It will also kind of like aid in that kind of. So a 6 of fire is nostrium. I've never actually heard of that, so I'm assuming it's a type of flower looking at the at the photo. The Haya of air is catnip. Death is marigold. The Hierophant is cacao. 3 of earth is raspberry. I love raspberries. 6 of water is borage. The sun is St. John's root. I love that. St. John's root is a really great herb that can be used for a lot of things, especially bipolar, and it also helps with severe depression, anxiety, and there's one more, but I think seizures as well, like epilepsy. The only thing is that you cannot use it adjacent to MO inhibitors or something like that, or MAO inhibitors. It basically does a similar thing that your medicine would do, and basically they would cancel each other out. The 7 of air is eucalyptus. The Madre of air is motherwort. The 6 of air is cattails. The 8 of fire is ginger. The ace of air is yarrow. And the 8 of earth is turmeric, one of my favorite inflammation herbs. Really great. Curcumin is the active ingredient. There's a lot of great supplements that use curcumin that are really great for arthritis, pain, back pain, joint pain. But as you can see, guys, I love this deck. I'm so sorry, guys, that my nails are kind of dirty. I have not washed my hair yet, which I was supposed to do yesterday. But I have not unpacked anything to like wash it with, which is why it's like doing something right now. But yeah, and I love that they kind of have like a science to it. Like the aces are all weeds, and then it's the starting point and the possibilities. So it's kind of like a lot of herbs are considered weeds, and you don't get, like, a lot of people just cut them down instead of like letting them grow and then just picking them out the ground because you can use them for stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is the deck. Guys, this deck is just like life to me. So what I was thinking was, like, while I was doing this, like, I should probably do a series where I talk about different herbs. And I think that, you know, this deck would definitely put us on course. Like, I could just like do and see what card comes out, and we just research that herb and we do that herb for the week. I think that would just be so fire, just like clutch as So I hope that you enjoyed watching this deck review of the Herbcrafter's Tarot. Look at this beautiful autumn colors. And the deck is, okay, so let me tell y'all the information on the deck, because I actually never got around for this, but it is the artwork of Jonah Powell and Jonah Powell Colbert, and then the deck artwork is by Jonah Powell Colbert, and it's written by Letitia Guthrie. So this is just like so awesome. I love it. I love that they put like brews, and like they have like the little books and the tinctures and the mortar and pestle, like everything. I love that, like, even with like the brown, like, with, I guess, with more ethnic features, like the ones with more ethnic features, even when they're in the kitchen, like, it's more ethnic food. Like, it's very like in the right context, and I love that. So that is just like freaking awesome. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you would like a reading, I have my information linked down below. You can reach out to me on Instagram at _live like low _ on Instagram. And I go live every Sunday if you want like a forecast reading for the week. If you want to get a reading from me, you can DM me on Instagram.